good to see you guys. How are you? It's been a long while. I know. So, for a long time, I have not done my regular Facebook Live where I'm seated. So, what I've been doing oftentimes is more of site inspections and videos during site inspections. But the truth is that anytime I'm in Nigeria, I'm always so busy. Right, so much so that I don't even get time to be able to do my regular live shows. But once I travel out, I then have enough time to do my regular time shows. But today I've been able to bring one your way, and I'm excited about sharing with you. So as you're joining me, tell me your name and the city you're joining me from. Okay, let's have a great conversation tonight, a good conversation tonight, and I want everybody to join. So tell me your name, your city. Remember the drill. We share this video as many times as possible. We share on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, across all social media platforms. I'm speaking to you, I'm sharing. Right? As I'm speaking to you, I'm beginning to share this video with so many people. Abiodun from Lagos. Abiodun, how are you today? Good to see you, Abiodun. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? Okay, can I see who else is here? If you tell me your name and tell me the city you're joining us from. Okay, your name and your city. Jafet from Lagos. How are you, Jafet? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Rewind from Lagos. Today is Lagosians. I'm just in Lagos everywhere. The Dogara from Abuja. Dogara Yade, Yajin Daddy, how are you, my brother? Good to see you. Nathan from Lagos. Nathan, welcome. Well, do I have here? Today's topic is very exciting. Ajayi Taiwo from Abeokuta. How are you? Akani from Ibadan. Today's topic is very exciting. Abdulaziz from Togo. Wow, Togo is here. Can we all clap for Togo? Port Harcourt is here. Julie Felix. Oyenuga from Ekoele. Paul from the US. Oguntayo. Where are you joining us from? Alfred from Abuja. Well, you're all welcome. I can't call everybody's name because we got to do this show. So today's show is about how to make money when buying real estate, right? Through land banking. So first of all, I want you to know that smart realtors make money when buying real estate, not when selling. So I want you to know. Right? Let me say it again. Smart real estate investors, they make their money when buying real estate and not when selling. Can everybody help me type it? Smart real estate investors make money when buying and not when selling. Everybody can hear me type it. Okay, smart real estate investor, they make their money when buying and not when selling. So a lot of people who are not smart when it comes to real estate wait till the day they want to sell their land before making money. No. A very smart investor always makes sure he is buying in a structured way such that he is making a lot more the day he's buying. So even if the property doesn't appreciate that much, he has already made money the day he was buying. So how do you buy real estate at such a time, in such a way that you're getting discount the day you're buying it? Okay, that's what we want to discuss today. And it's very key that you listen. Okay, you listen attentively, and I promise you, if you focus in this 1 hour that we're going to be having together, you will be learning how to make good money for yourself. So smart real estate investors make money when buying and not when selling. So are you ready, guys? If you're ready, type I'm ready. Remember, share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, across all social media platforms. Share, share, share. Get everybody in here. I'm ready. My note is loaded. I'm ready for you today. Okay, so share this video. Remember, I don't like us to be greedy and selfish and not empower other people. These are videos that I'm supposed to be charging for. I decided to make them free sometimes. Not all the time that I'm free. Sometimes I charge for many of my informations. But I've decided to make most of it free, just so that we can change the African mind, the African race. We can change our mindset. We can change our people. We can change the way our people think and reason. And hopefully, we can build the black man wealth. Because I've said it a million times, you cannot end racism in Africa until you end poverty. People will do anything for money. People are desperate. So a lot of people are just crazy, including killing just because of money. But when you understand the core values of real estate and how it works, you will be able to make money legitimately with peace of mind. The Bible says, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I need your energy. If you're ready, tap, I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on, engage me. And remember, share this as many times as possible. So number one, I want you to know that, and this is very, very important. How can I get to make money when buying real estate as against waiting till when I want to sell? One of the ways is to buy pre-launch estate. Everybody type buy pre-launch estate. Come on, everybody, I'm waiting. Buy pre-launch estate. Now, what's the idea about that? So a lot of companies, when they want to launch a new estate, right, they either do what we call a pre-launch, right? A pre-launch offer where they give you a discount. Some people even do launch offers, right? Either before the official launch or the day they launch, they give an offer for those of you who are keying in on time. And some give you 10%, some give you 20%, some give you as much as 50%. GTEx does that, right? We have this model where we give 50% pre-launch. Now, what does pre-launch basically mean? Because some of you may not know about it and you may be hearing it for the first time. So everybody type pre-launch, buy pre-launch estate. Everybody type that. I want to type it. Everybody, come on, talk to me. Buy pre-launch estate. So basically, a pre-launch is usually an estate where the developer has negotiated with the seller, okay, and is raising capital to fully pay for the land, okay, raising capital to fully pay for the land, and as such, he or she is then saying to you, if you can invest in this particular property, okay, right now that I'm just about to launch it, because your money is also part of what I'm using to either even pay for the land or it's part of the money I'm using to develop the infrastructure at the beginning, I will literally give it to you almost at the same price I'm buying. Because remember, at that point, the developer is looking for cash. So many real estate developers don't go for loan. I don't go for loan, for example, from Nigerian banks. All our real estate in Nigeria, we don't have a single debt on it. Are you happy to hear that? Let me say that again. And I'm always proud and happy to say it. A lot of people have always advised me wrongly. But I've always told them I'm not going to change my mind. And I intend to even put it in my will. You must not take loan to buy Nigerian real estate. Okay? Now, I don't have problem taking loan outside Nigeria. But in Nigeria, I just have issues with it. I've seen diabolical dimensions to how even the Nigerian banks operate as regards to loan. I've seen crazy approach, right? So I just don't want to do it, okay? And also, I also decided to do it to protect my investors. Everybody type to protect your investors. Come on. I'm not getting the energy I want to hear. I don't know. Are you guys here? Come on, I need your energy. Energy. Where are my egos? Okay? Where are my egos tonight? You guys are too cold for my liking. These are not my people. Okay? So, for me, one of the reasons why we don't take loan, for example, is to protect the investors. So, what we've noticed, right, is that when you take a loan from typical Nigerian banks, when maybe there's a default or anything, they do not consider those who have invested in the estate and paid in full. Right? In some climes, you have to analyze and say, okay, who are those who had invested in this estate? Can they get their value? Can they get what they paid for? The remaining part of the land will take over. And in many cases, we even have situations where the value of the land has even appreciated more than the loan that was taken. But the bank saying, don't care. They take over the entire land. Even people who have built on their house, they start demolishing. We have practical cases that happen in Nigeria. So we do not take loan from any bank. We just don't do it. People will say, it's realize I just don't do it in Nigeria. Now, outside Nigeria, yes, because first of all, outside Nigeria is single-digit interest. Outside Nigeria, the banks are excited to help you. In fact, outside Nigeria, you should take more loan, right? You should even overtake loan, because if you are big outside Nigeria and you take big loan, the bank will structure how to bail you out. They even do bailout, right? But in Nigeria, don't do it. So because they don't want to take a loan, they rather prefer that the investors themselves, right, are the ones bringing the funds, as well as the one the company owns. So I give you a typical example. Sometimes I have a deal. I have one that I'm doing right now. It's 1.8 billion naira. Everybody say 1.8 billion naira. Okay, this particular real estate that I'm buying. Now, I don't have 1.8 billion naira right now. Okay, so what have I done? I have some cash of mine, okay, but I'm also saying, hey, I'm going to sell out of, let's say I have, I'm just giving an example, I have 150 plots to sell in that place. I'm saying, you know what? Let me sell almost at the same price I'm buying the first 20 plots. Then I'll increase, a bit on the remaining 40 plots. So I total of 60 plots. Wherever I can pull from that, add what I have, it will be enough to proceed with that transaction. Is this making sense, by the way? If it's making sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense. Are you learning, guys? If you're learning and if it's making sense, type it makes sense, type I'm learning. Come on, engage me. I need to hear from you guys, okay? Engage me, and I need to hear from you guys. Okay, so engage me. Talk to me, guys. If you're getting value, if you're learning, type I'm learning, getting value, it's making sense. So on that kind of deal, for example, right, I'm willing to literally sell the first 60 plot for virtually the price I'm buying or a little bit on top, right? So that I can quickly raise the money that I'm paying for the property. So it's called pre-launch. Now, when you are able to take advantage of that, I want to share with you 3 things you will enjoy when you're investing in a pre-launch. Let me also give a disclaimer. Do not do this with companies that don't have track record of fulfilling their words in pre-launch. Do not do this with companies that don't have track records. Do not do this with companies that are not willing to put their face to whatever they're doing, because there are a lot of companies now, everybody's doing real estate. Who is the owner? You don't even know. He doesn't even put his face to what he says he's selling. Now that's a sign, right? The boldness of people to put their reputation on the line, their image on the line, right, gives you a clue to the fact that they're most likely willing to keep their promise. That's why they're putting their face to it. And it's very important that you do not do this just with random companies. Please do this with companies that have track record, right? For example, GTEX is the company I own, right? GTEX Homes has over 20 estates at the moment. So it's not going to be at your own estate that GTEX will fail. And these are how you analyze that, right? If somebody has done 20, right, it's not going to be at once that they're now going to make mistakes. So even if they make mistakes, they are strong enough to be able to sort things out. So I can take that risk. But a company, also the years the company has been in existence, is also key. I want to be sure they have staying power. So are you ready to learn the benefits of buying pre-launch? If you are ready, type I'm ready. Come on, are you ready to learn 3 things, 3 advantages of pre-launch? By the way, share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, or LinkedIn, across all social media, and do share, hit the social, just share, get everybody in here to learn. Are you ready? 3 things, 3 benefits, right, of pre-launch if you are doing it with the right company. If you're ready, type I'm ready. Number 1, you will buy and make profit when buying the land. So what then happen is this. Let me give you an example. The value in that area of the value of the land may be as high as 40 million, right? The value, what others are selling, particularly others who have developed, they've done some things on their estate, they're selling for 40 million. Now, because you are buying pre-launch, you may be able to buy for 20 million or 30 million or 25 million. So what is your profit? You are making between 20 to 10 million in profit the day you buy. And remember that property always appreciate, right? The value of properties always go high. So if on the day I'm buying a land, I've already saved myself 10 million in profit, what will happen 5 years from now? And you know how powerful land banking is. There's a particular property, for example, that I'm buying from somebody at the rate of everything is coming to about 8 million naira per plot. 8 million naira per plot. Now, do you know that this same person bought the same property 8 years ago for 1 million naira? Right? Can you believe that? Right? The person is selling to me at 8 million naira per plot. Meanwhile, 8 years ago, 8 years, just 8 years ago, he bought the same property at 1 million naira. So practically, the man has made 700% return on investment. Almost every year, the land was appreciating by 1 million. And that's the kind of, returns real estate gives you. I mean, it's almost like you've done ritual. I mean, again, are you enjoying this class? If you're enjoying this class, type I'm enjoying this class. I'm enjoying this class. Everybody talk to me. If you're enjoying this class, type I'm enjoying. Remember, share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Get everybody in here. Okay? I'm sharing with you basically how to make money when buying land, when buying property, particularly land banking, right? So first advantage of buying pre-launch is that you're able to make money when buying, right? You're also able to make your profit as at the day you're buying. Okay, so you can even if the land does not appreciate after that, you've already made profit. Number 2, buys from, if you're going to do all this pre-launch, make sure you're buying into a serviced estate. Everybody type service plot. Everybody, I want you to type service plot or sites and service. Everybody, can you type service plot? However, buy service plot from company that has integrity and track record. So if they are saying they are doing pre-launch promo, before launching, blah, 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 make sure that is a service plot, right? Very important. And why is that important? If it's service plot, it means they will fence the land round. So you don't need to begin to look for money to fence a land. If it's service plot that they are selling, it means that they're going to provide infrastructure, which also even increases the value of the estate. They will do road, they will provide electricity, they will provide some basic stuff in that estate. Now, what does infrastructure do? By the way, you don't have an estate without infrastructure. And I see a lot of these mushroom estate people are doing, because the real value of a property lies in the infrastructure that is being provided. We're tying the road, we're fencing around, we're providing water, we're doing all of that. That is what takes the value of a land high. I remember one of our estate that we bought, right? Now, this land around that area used to go for, when we got it, used to go for 5 million naira when we got the land. Now, because we did road, right, to the place, we did road. Do you know now they're selling for 12 million in less than 2 years? 12 million naira. I'm not saying us. In fact, our neighbors wanted to sell to us. They were asking us to pay 12 million. Because they didn't do the road, though. We just did the road. So we provided infrastructure. In fact, we had to be telling them, you guys are ridiculous. We are the one that did the infrastructure that made this area to go higher. And yet you want to sell to us at a ridiculous price like this? So infrastructure is the king of property appreciation, right? And you guys know this. Look at what's happening in Ekpe. The secret of Ekpe is not just that there is seaport and all of that. It's also that Ambode did a fantastic infrastructure in Ekpe. The roads are very wide, very well tarred. So people are able to invest not only just because it's in proximity with Ibejuleki, but it also has good infrastructure. So once you do good infrastructure, you are able to increase the value of the estate, which is why we do that. So we only do, GTEx only do service plots where we know we are providing all these facilities. Now, again, the advantage of that, and this is very important, because I am buying before they do all those things, right? At the end of the day, the property I'm buying for 20 million, they will end up selling it for 80 million when all this infrastructure is ready. But guess how much I bought it? 20 million. How much profit have I made? 60 million per plot. Imagine I bought 1 acre. Imagine I'm able to buy 2 acres. I mean, big money. Okay, are you learning? Okay, if you're learning, type I'm learning. Remember, share this video 50 times. Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, across all social media platforms. Okay? Get everybody in here. Share and let people learn. My goal always is to educate you, is to empower you, is to help you learn how to make money and wealth legitimately. If you're getting value, type I'm getting value. Come on, guys. Number 3, you also get more than you expect. Okay? When you do, and this is very powerful, very, very powerful. When you do, okay, when you do pre-launch, right, you oftentimes end up getting even more than you expect. And I'll give you a few cases in our case, right, where we have ended up giving more than we promised. Hello. Good evening. Yeah, let them come. Okay, guys. Oh, I can see everybody's getting value. They say I should write down. Okay, I'm going to write down. So very important. So number 3 reason why you should do pre-launch. If you do pre-launch with a trusted, credible company, you always end up getting more than you bargain for. Always getting more. And I'll give you a few examples. So we have one of our estates in Ikorodu, Sapphire Estate, Ikorodu. When we started our estate, we did not know that Fort Mainland Bridge was going to pass that area. When we started our estate, we did not know that the new train that is going to be done will be passing that area. It was after we launched the estate that Lagos State government started announcing all these projects. Now, because of just these projects, the value of that entire place has gone up. So usually when you buy this kind of properties, there are still going to be things that come up as pleasant surprises that if this developer had even known, he probably would have sold it to you maybe higher. What other example? For example, one of our estates that when we launched it, we never knew we were going to put a golf course there. Okay, but later on we looked at the site, we were able to get more, and we saw that, hey, we can put a golf course, sacrifice 20 acres, put in a golf course. But now, if we had known from the beginning we're going to be putting a golf course, because the cost of constructing a golf course can be as high as $10 million. Now, the value of all the land we sold in that entire place is up to $1 million. The entire land we sold in that whole estate. So that if we had planned to have, from day one, to have put a golf course, we would have added that to your money when you are buying. And so you'll have even purchased it at a more higher amount. Are we learning, guys? Again, if you're learning, type I'm learning. So a lot of times over time, other, development, other concepts come into that particular land and that estate, other ideas come in, and because of those other infrastructure, those other idea, the value of the place goes higher, okay, and you that you have gotten it are able to get it. In fact, you are the one enjoying that, all that, okay. So these are some of the advantages. Another case study, one of our estates, for example, when we launched it, it didn't have C of O. Not too long from when we launched it, boom, the C of O came out. Again, if we had known that the C of O was out that fast, okay, or in some cases where we got two lands, one didn't have C of O, so we had started marketing that one that didn't have C of O. Later, we then got the one, before we launched, we got the one that has C of O. I would say, you know what, let's launch the one with C of O first, and then ultimately, even before we finish selling the one with C of O, we might have gotten the C of O of the what? Of the second one. So at the end of the day, we sold it to you as a land without C of O. Now, it has C of O. Now, even us, we had to pay a lot more for this second land. But you that you have paid pre-launch, we can't go back to you and say, oh, so sorry. The land we earlier marketed didn't have C of O. So now it has C of O. Now you have to pay more. No, we can't do that. I mean, it doesn't show integrity, and GTEx doesn't want to find itself in that situation. Right? And there are other companies who have integrity as well that maybe you can work with. So these are advantages. How many of you have seen amazing advantages of buying a pre-launch offer? If you're seeing so much advantage, type I've seen advantages. Like I said, share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, across social media platform. If you're seeing so much advantage, type I've seen so much advantage. Now, the next I want to talk about, why do estates do pre-launch and are willing to sell for you at ridiculous price during a pre-launch, right? Why will an estate do that? Why will a company give you so much discount during pre-launch? For what? What is the need for them? Why would they want to do that? Everybody's in business to make money. So why will I want to be giving you at a ridiculous price? What's in it? Number one, the reason they are giving you at that price is because they are trying to raise funds. Everybody type, they are trying to raise funds. So technically, because you are their lender at that point, they're willing to pay you more. Once everything is sorted out, okay? Once everything is sorted out, they most likely are going to charge at their comfort price, at the price they are more comfortable with. So powerful is that why they are doing that is because they are trying to raise cash to be able to pay off the entire land. They are trying to make cash to be able to maybe fence the land or put infrastructure on their land. So they are willing to lose some profit. Now, they will eventually still gain it all. They know, because they are not going to sell all the land at pre-launch. They will just sell a portion. So what happens is that it's on the people who buy after full launch that they make money. Let me tell you this. Everybody should write this down. Money or wealth is a function of risk taking. Let me repeat myself again. Money is a function of risk taking. You are always as wealthy as the level of risk you are willing to take. So usually, you took a risk. You went to pay for a land that you have not seen. You went to pay for a land that has not been launched. The reward is that you are paying less. The reward is that you have literally made money the day you have paid, even before the day you are selling. So you need to understand this is how life and business work. So purely when you are doing a pre-launch, it's purely based on trust on the developers, and it's purely based on that you trust the developers. It's purely based on the fact that you are relying on their integrity and there's a risk involved. And you have to face that fact. There's risk involved. You could lose the money. It could turn out that maybe the deal didn't fly, but that is a fact that exists, okay? But the reason why the developer does that is trying to raise money. Number two, okay, they haven't added value to the land yet, so they are willing to sell lesser. Now, as soon as they put their signage there, the value of the land goes higher. I've had that same experience. One time, we visited, in fact, we were to launch a new estate. As soon as they knew that GTEx was the one coming to that area, everybody started selling for double their price. So, GTEx is here. So, even our name now increases the value of properties in places. Just the name. So, once we put signage in a place, the value always goes up. Just signage. Forget anything. Just that we've put signage. The value of such properties always go up. Just that we put signage. And it's important to understand this dimension. So, they haven't added value to the land. What do we mean by this? They have not put fence. They have not put their signage yet. They've not done infrastructure. So, I am ultimately able to pay a lesser amount because they've not put the infrastructure yet. Once they put the infrastructure, even if it's one block they put on that land, the value of the land goes higher. It's just like the land that is not fenced and the land that is fenced, wide apart. When you look at estates that they've not fenced the land, check the price. Funny enough, the price of fencing isn't that high. A lot of time when you look at cost of fencing, right? And how much people then charge just because, we have fenced the land. And because we fenced our land, we're charging X amount. Just because we fenced the land. Now, we haven't fenced our land. Okay, somebody hasn't fenced his land. He's charging way, way, way less just because he hasn't fenced. So these are factors you need to consider when you are investing in real estate. There are a lot of factors, okay, when investing in real estate that ultimately contribute to your making money. Okay, number three, why is this? The later buyers are the ones who pay for the infrastructure done on the land. So in many of these kind of estate, it's people who are investing at a later time who end up paying for the infrastructure. They are the ones that will end up paying for the road. They are the ones that will end up paying for the fence. They are the ones that will end up paying for all the other infrastructures that has been put on that land. They will pay more for it. Okay? You that you invested earlier, you are saving yourself a whole lot more. And these are some of the amazing opportunities when investing in property at pre-launch. Are you getting value, guys? If you're getting value, type, I got value, I got value, I got value. Come on, everybody. Talk to me. If you're getting value, type, I got value, I got value, I got value. However, I need to warn you guys because you have to be careful when doing real estate business. You must be sure you're dealing with a credible organization. You must be sure you're dealing with a company that will keep to their word. And if for any reason, they will probably refund you if the pre-launch doesn't work. And it's very important that you get that. If you got value, type, I got value, I got value. Right? Work with company that you know that if it does not work, they will refund you. Right? I remember one time somebody was saying, you're doing pre-launch on this particular estate. Okay? We are aware you have not finished paying. We are aware of this. I said to the person, I said, well, did any of my clients call you and complained that they paid me money and they didn't get value for land? Okay? So I asked the person, did any of my clients complain to you? And the person said no. I said, so fine. As long as none of my clients complain, right, that they did not get, that none of my clients complained to you that they paid for land and didn't get value. As long as nobody complained to you, hey, I'm in business. So very important because we live in a country where a lot of people are busy, okay, in what is none of their business. A lot of people, in fact, derive joy in that. There's so much negativity. There's so much anger. Everybody is my enemy. I hate everybody. I fight everybody. You know, And some people trade in that. Anger, fights, bitterness. Okay? But you have to learn to know. I'm taking a risk. I want to buy a property. They have credibility. I'm willing to invest ahead. I'm not waiting. It works. I get value. It doesn't work. Well, maybe I get my money back. But you must understand how real estate works, okay? So I'm going to take questions, but please avoid greed. Avoid greed. Avoid greed. So somebody chatted me up. Said I wanted to buy Lekki Epe Express Road. And I told him, well, we have one we're launching very soon. You can do in pre-launch. This is the price. The guy said, no, too expensive. I said, so what's your budget? He said, I have 7 million naira. In fact, I think he even said between 4 to 7 million naira. And you want to buy Lekki Epe Express Road. How will you buy it? Okay, there is no land in Lekki Epe Express Road that is going for 4 to 7 million naira. You won't find it. Cost of average land on the express road, that C of O, is 20 million to 40 million, depend on the location. Right? That is the cost right now. Right? If you're doing bulk, you can find it for 20 to 25, you're doing bulk. But if you are buying single land, Lekki Epe Express Road, and I'm talking about when you come closer to Eleko, if you are still talking about Jakande side, you're talking about hundreds of millions to buy a plot. Yes, you heard me. Right? Primary to the express, you're talking about 150 million, 200 million per plot. Lekki Epe Express Road. So you should avoid being greedy. Many of us have been duped, we've been scammed. And the reason we've been scammed is because we do not even do our research to say, how much do they sell land in certain places? How much do they sell land in certain locations? What's the value of land in certain locations? What is the prices of land? What does it cost? How can I be sure that my expectation is in line with the market trends? So avoid being greedy, right? Avoid trying to buy property at prices that are not realistic. That at the end of the day, you can't buy it. It's not true. Those properties are not that cheap. I don't know where we come up with this mindset. We're just rigid in our mind. This is the price I'm selling it. This is the price I'm buying it. This is my budget. And this is the location I must get. Stop doing that. I always tell people this. It takes humility to do real estate. Because the bush of yesterday is the city of today. Right? I saw a picture some time ago. It showed welcome to Ikoyi with a hunter with bushmeat. This was in the 60s. That same Ikoyi, we know what it is today. Right? We know what it is. If you have a property in Ikoyi, you are blessed. But the same Ikoyi was a bush years ago with a hunter with a signage saying welcome to Ikoyi and it's thick forest. So understand that life is in phases, men are in sizes. If God, the only thing you can afford to buy this year is Ikorodu, go and buy it. If all you can afford this year is Aton, go and buy it. If all you can afford this year is Ibadan, go and buy it. Let me tell you what I noticed about investment. As soon as you start, it begins to multiply. As soon as you successfully close one deal, supernaturally God starts opening more doors. I have one of my mentees. She was in my Banana Island office today. And we got talking. When I met her, she just finished school. Okay? And, and I told her, well, she came for my training. So you could start real estate, become a broker. You get commission. And one of the things I said to her, I said, make sure as you are earning commission, start buying your own land too. Don't just be somebody who gets commission and doesn't own property. Today, this was 5 years ago. 5 years later, we're meeting for the first time 5 years later. True story. And I said, how many? Because that 5 years ago, she just started, she was barely a year, and she had just acquired her first property. And I told her, I said, I'm proud of you. Good job. That's the attitude. That's the spirit. 5 years later, I said, my dear, how many land do you have? How many property do you have? Ladies and gentlemen, she has 7. Everybody, can you say 7? She has 7 properties. 7. Wow! 7, ladies and gentlemen. 7 plots to ourselves in 5 years. But that's what happened with real estate. Once you buy the first one, it does not matter where you bought it. Supernaturally, God provides resources to buy your second one. And then your third. And then your fourth. And then your fifth. And then your sixth. It's just how this thing works. But it takes the courage to buy the first one. The courage to take action and get the first one. And then try the second. And then try the third. Courage. That's what it requires. No matter where your first land is, it doesn't matter. Do any of you care where my first land is now? In Ota. Who cares? Right? Today, we have property everywhere. Abuja, Lagos, everywhere we have properties. So, understand these principles, and I hope you got value. How many of you got value today? If you got value, type, I got value, I got value, I got value. Talk to me, guys. If you got value, type, I got value, I got value. Sonny Osita, I'm going to take questions. Sonny Osita says, Doctor, do you mean buying land as pre-launch? There will be no secret charge, including infrastructure. Well, any company telling you to buy land without infrastructure is also because they are not going to provide infrastructure. And don't buy such land. Don't buy such land. Because these are lands that you buy, they do corner piece. And everybody in future, there's even no road. There's no plan for road. And let me tell you this. The secret to return on investment when it comes to land banking is urban and regional planning. Everybody type urban and regional planning. The ability to do the proper town planning for that piece of real estate is what makes the asset to rise. So when you hear things like, oh, we don't charge infrastructure fee, they are lying to you. It's because they don't have a plan. And don't buy such estate. Run. I don't know if you have bought estate where they say, Sherry, Emma soon segbe. Emma soon 5 feet. Neighbor, my soon 5 feet. I'm actually road. Have you bought such land? Let me interpret. What they are saying is that they sold the entire land and never planned for road for anybody. Right? They are now advising each of you to move by 5 feet. Okay? Both parties to create road. Now, what kind of property is that? Do you know that properly structured, and that's why most developers don't do proper estate. Do you know that when we buy any land, more than 20% goes on internal road? If you know, type I know. If you don't know, type I don't know. When we buy property, right, more than 20% goes on internal road. You have to do this because you have 9-meter road, right? So the internal road itself, it's more than 20%. And every estate, you want to space it right, you want to put structure. So all those telling you there's no infrastructure fee, there's no easy fee, there's no, they even tell you no hidden fee attached. No, in America that you live, all of you who live in the US or in the UK, there is no estate that does not have a tax, estate tax, right? Or estate levy or estate due. There is none. How would they run the estate? How would they maintain the infrastructure in the estate? How would they put the infrastructures there in the first place? So, I will even advise you not to buy property from companies who don't have infrastructure. The reason they are not charging for infrastructure is because they are not willing to do any. Right? I mean, look at Amen Estate, for example. Amen Phase 1. It's already built estate. People live there. How can you be living in that estate now? You claim you won't pay infrastructure fee. How? Is it how do they maintain the road in Amen? How do, if electricity or water, all those infrastructure that estate has, how would they maintain without infrastructure levy? So first of all, you need money to build it. Second of all, you need money to maintain it. So anybody telling you no infrastructure fee are deceiving you. What is important, and I'll always say, and that's what GTEx does, nobody should be fixing infrastructure fee once they've not even started infrastructure and they are not even sure what it's going to cost them to do the infrastructure. right? Also, the infrastructure should not be a way to extort people, right? You shouldn't be charging for infrastructure an amount that is even more than the cost of whatever infrastructure you are putting in place. So you see, sometimes people just use infrastructure to try and extort money. And, for example, you are trying to do a project of just 5 million. And you're asking everybody to be dropping 500,000. Meanwhile, you have 100 people that own that estate. Obviously, you are getting more than the 5 million project. You're just using it to milk people. So developers have to be sincere. We are sincere at GText about the projects that is being done and how it's being done and how you're making sure that, it's structured in such a way that it's going to add value. And I think that's what's important here. Did you learn anything at all today? How have you learned something? If you learned something, type I learned something, I learned something, I learned something. Come on, guys, talk to me. Did you learn something? Did you get value? Are you happy about today's class? If you learned something, type I learned something. If you got value, type I got value. If you're excited about today's class, type I'm excited about today's class. Oh, good. Young Richard says I got value, I learned something. Now, if you have questions, feel free to ask me. And more importantly, I'm available to mentor as many of you who want to invest in real estate, right? And you already have your cash. You've already budgeted your investment, but maybe you don't know the step to go. You need guidance. I'm willing to help as many of you who are here. So you can chat me on WhatsApp. The first 10 people I'm going to attend to you today. +1 85 7701 55527. Again, +1 85 7701 5527. WhatsApp chat only. WhatsApp chat only. Okay, I repeat again, +1 85 7701 5527. Okay, I'm glad all of you got value. Ooh, good to know, good to know. Somebody said I bought one up to now, no road. When did you buy it? And also, have you paid the infrastructure levy? Okay, because if you haven't paid the infrastructure levy, how will somebody said, when are you doing pre-launch in Asaba? We've already started Asaba pre-launch. Asaba pre-launch is already on. Have you bought it? Go ahead and pay. Asaba pre-launch is on. The real estate Asaba, you can invest ASAP. So feel free to chat me up. I will link you up with our team to help you out with that. Marcus says, how do someone get cheaper land to purchase? I just did a whole training. First of all, there's no such thing as cheaper land. Right? In fact, avoid cheap lands. That's what I will tell you. But what I'm saying is that you can save money by buying the land when it's just about being launched. Because when it's just about being launched, the developer isn't factoring in too many issues. And as such, you might get it for a more reasonable price. Okay? So run away from cheap lands. It will do you no good. I don't know why anybody wants to buy a cheap land. A cheap land will not appreciate in value on time. A cheap land is the one you get in your village where you've bought it for the last 20 years and the value hasn't appreciated since you bought the land. So run away from cheap land. What you want is a good land. It may not be cheap, but you want to key in during promo, key in during pre-launch, key in at such a time where they will be willing to give you discounts, okay? Because you are an early investor, right? That's what we're teaching you today. But cheap land, nothing like it. Eni wafa and wofo. That's the way Yoruba put it. Eni wafa onwa if ofo. Okay? In other words, if you're looking for like quick fix, you end up being scammed. That's another way to put it. If you're looking for quick fix when it comes to investment, you end up being scammed. May you not be scammed. And those of you who have been scammed before, may you recover what you've lost, right? So that's all I can pray for you guys. But it's important to understand that your job is not to be looking for cheap lands. Now, look for credible organization, buy your property from them. May not be cheap. Key in at the time they are willing to sell at a more affordable price, maybe because it's a pre-launch. So key in. I mean, I've seen people who do this mistake. You're looking for cheap land. You go and buy in your village. You build 5-bedroom. Nobody's renting your house in your village. You buy massive land in your village. The value is not appreciating. Who are you trying to impress? Okay? And who are you trying to impress? You don't need to impress anybody. When you arrive, everybody will know you have arrived. Okay? Everybody will know you have arrived. So, Michael, just chat me up on WhatsApp and tell me your budget, right? So, all of you are chatting me up. The first thing you want to do, tell me your full name and tell me your budget. It's very important. So, stop asking questions. How much is this? How much is that? State your budget. And because GTS has more than 20 estates, so we look for the one that suits your budget, right? But it's very, very important and very, very important. I repeat it, very, very important that you know exactly what you're looking for. You know what your budget is and you're ready to take action. One of the best things I want to advise you, do not go and begin to negotiate properties when you are not ready with your capital. Don't do that, right? When you want to begin to negotiate property, make sure you have money. Because when you have money, you can easily negotiate and get a good deal when you have cash already. Okay, but you don't have your money yet. And then you go and be disturbing everybody. It doesn't work that way. And it's very important. Somebody said, do you have property in the Southeast? We are launching a new estate in Asaba. Okay, I just told you now. For example, investing in the Southeast now is not necessarily your priority because of the insecurity going on in the Southeast, right? You get higher returns on investment in Lagos, in Abuja, than in the Southeast. Investment must not be done by sentiment. Okay, don't do investment based on sentiment. Oh, I'm from the Southeast. I must only buy property in Southeast. In my village, I don't have a plot of land as I speak to you. Yet, I have over 20 estates. Why? Because property does not appreciate in my village the way it will appreciate in Bejuleki, the way it will appreciate in Ikorodu, the way it will appreciate in some of these other areas I've bought properties. So it's common sense for me, it's wisdom, not to be emotional and sentimental about my investment. Many of us have made investment decisions out of sentiment, out of emotions, and we ended up losing big time, right? Because those decisions were made out of emotions, they were made out of sentiments, they were made out of how I feel, they were made out of, where I'm from. Now, okay, I always say this to people a lot of time. When we have made this money, we can go back to our village and shut it down and show up, right? But your first move is to first invest and build wealth and make sure you've made the money. I mean, look at Lagos, for example. The richest guys in Lagos are Igbos, and their investment is in Lagos. Yesterday, I had the privilege to go and greet Dr. Cosmos Maduka in his house in Ikoyi for the passing away of his wife, right? And I was quite shocked at the massive house, the land, not even the house, the land in that heart of Ikoyi that Dr. Cosmos, and he was sharing with me that he's built that house long ago. Cosmos Maduka is from Anambra. Right? Same thing all over Lagos. You see Koschari's investment, real estate investment, everywhere, all over Lagos. So, go and ask the richest Igbos. They know. Many of them have done massive investment outside their village. It was after they arrived. They now went back to their village, okay? And then showed the whole world that, yes, I am Cosmos, okay? But at the beginning, and this is some of the things a lot of us don't realize, I always tell people, you should never wear designers when your life has not been designed. You know, I think Dr. Olumide Emmanuel said that. Very important. Don't wear designers when your life has not been designed. Don't wear bone straight when your life is not straight. Okay? So there are certain things many of us begin to don't put the cat before the dog. Right? There are certain investments that are not yet priority yet. Not that they're bad. Not that you shouldn't do them. But they are not supposed to be the priority. If you start investment and you start in your village, okay, when will you appreciate? When will you get returns on investment? Right? There's a particular man, he's an Igbo man, spent 5 billion naira to build his house in the east. 5 billion. Okay? 5 billion naira. And, you know, at some point I was wondering, how can somebody spend that kind of money? Only to later realize that this man has 500 different properties outside his village. 500, before he now went to build massive in his village. Over 5 billion. Okay, so a lot of the people you are comparing yourself with in the East, they are not telling the truth though. A lot of the people you are comparing yourself with, okay, they have done massive investment outside the East. They've made good money, and that investment they've done in the East is not. They are not looking for return. They are not planning to. They didn't build the village house because they want to sell it one day. No, it's for posterity. It's something that goes on from one generation to the other. Where children are. That's grandpa's house. That's our family house. That's where we come from, right? But that shouldn't be the beginning. Right? That should be what you do after you've built wealth from other asset class, other wealth you've created, and you go back and you build something. I intend to build a massive mansion in my village. Right? I intend to build a school, an orphanage, and a couple of stuff to add value to the people in my village. I intend to do that, and I'm going to do it. But it's just not now. Right? Let me build my wealth first. You know, in locations that will get higher returns first before I later go back to my village and then invest. Does it make sense? If it makes sense, type it makes sense. It makes sense. Guys, talk to me. If it makes sense, type it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Come on. Are we there? If this is making sense, type it makes sense. It makes sense. Ajayi says, well done, boss. Tonight is awesome. Good to know. Good to know. I want to thank all of you who have listened. I realize that you guys have shared this video over 200 times. Good job. Thank you for sharing. You guys are amazing people. I really do appreciate you guys for sharing this video, for staying tuned, and for being part of today's class. It's been a while I've done this because I get really busy. I only spend a few weeks in Nigeria, then I'm out of the country again. So I always I'm always everywhere, you know, to do my running around. But I'm glad I had the time to give you this training today. Like I said, for those of you who already have money you want to invest today into real estate, I'm willing to guide you and mentor you on how, you know, but you must have a budget. You must have your money ready already. And chat me up. I'm attending to the first 10 people to chat me up tonight. Make sure you already have your money, not that you are hoping to. And I'll link you to one of our specialists. They're going to work with you and come up with something to customize for you. Okay, so +1 8577 015527. WhatsApp chat only. Don't call, just chat on WhatsApp. Again, +1 8577015527. Lastly, again, +1 8577015527. I love you so much. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to keep sharing this video. Right? We're changing our people's mindset. We're changing their lives. We're exposing them to opportunities. We're changing the mindset and the narrative that Africans can invest. Africans can run their own, right? We're building corporate wealth, by empowering our people and changing our mindset. And I think that's really how wealth is created. Once again, I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. You are. Love you and good night. Bye bye, everybody.